Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a real estate market that runs on a completely different operating system. It's a world that operates without the one tool most agents think they can't live without. And, it's a world built not on data, but on something much more basic: human connection. So let me ask you something. Just imagine for a second. You're a real estate agent. You wake up, grab your coffee, open your laptop, and poof. The MLS, the entire system that connects every property, every agent, all that data, it's just gone. What do? How would you even start your day?
Well, for agents in a place like Costa Rica, that's not some crazy hypothetical scenario. It's just business as usual. They've built a totally thriving market without the tech backbone that most of us consider absolutely essential. So to really get our heads around how they pull this off, we first need to understand what's missing. What does its absence actually mean for doing business day to day? Right, so the multiple listing service, the MLS. Think of it as the engine room of most real estate markets. It's this massive, centralized hub for literally everything: listings, sales data, even something as basic as standardized addresses. It creates a level playing field where all the info is shared and cooperation is just built right into the system. And this is really the heart of it all. On one side, you've got the calm, organized world of centralized data. And on the other? Well, it's fragmented information scattered across a whole network of individual agents. There's no single source of truth, which forces a totally different model, one that's all about agent-to-agent cooperation. Okay, so let's see how this actually plays out on the ground. We're going to take a look at Costa Rica, which gives us this amazing real-world window into how you do business without an MLS. And our guide for this is Todd Cutter. He's a broker who's built an incredibly successful business in this exact environment. So his experience from the trenches reveals not just the challenges, but also the pretty unique opportunities that pop up because of them. So you might be wondering, how in the world do you price a home without a database of recent sales? Well, it all comes down to pure, old-fashioned legwork. Agents are constantly networking, hitting the phones, calling their peers, asking, hey, what do you have for sale? Or did you ever find out what that house down the street sold for? They are literally piecing the market together one conversation at a time. And this gets us to a really crucial question. When all the technology is stripped away, what fills that void? What becomes the single most valuable asset an agent can have? It's not an app. It's not some kind of fancy software. The most valuable tools turn out to be deeply, fundamentally human. It boils down to the strength of your personal relationships, the weight of your reputation, and this incredibly detailed, hyper-local knowledge that no database on Earth could ever capture. Just think about that for a second. If your main source of information is another agent, you have to be able to trust them, period. So an agent's reputation for being honest, for being reliable, for being someone who cooperates, that's not just a nice to have. It is their database. It's their currency. It's everything. And this has a massive impact on you, the consumer. When objective data is hard to come by, you're not just hiring an agent to shuffle paperwork. You're hiring their network. You're hiring their reputation. You're hiring their integrity. The choice of who you trust to represent you becomes way, way more important. Now, while this situation in Costa Rica might seem pretty unique, the lessons you can pull from it are surprisingly universal, especially as our world gets more and more connected. This isn't just some fringe issue anymore. Take a look at this. The number of people looking for second homes or even moving abroad is climbing. More and more people are looking at international markets. And guess what? A lot of them operate just like Costa Rica. So understanding these relationship-based systems is quickly becoming a really critical skill. So what can an agent in a totally data-driven market learn from all this? The lessons are timeless. Even when you have all the data in the world, nothing, and I mean nothing, replaces the patience it takes to get a complex deal done, or the trust you build from real relationships, or the kind of long-term growth that only comes from having a rock-solid reputation. Those are the pillars of a lasting business, no matter where you are. And all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. In an industry that is getting more and more obsessed with tech, algorithms, and big data, the Costa Rican market is this powerful reminder of the enduring strength of human connection. It really forces us to ask ourselves, in an age of information overload, what is the true bottom line value of deep trust?